All right. So now we have almost finished our complete application. So mobile Maui application is working as we envisioned. Okay, each and every functionality is working. Now let's add real-time updates in our application. So for this, we are going to use SignalR. Okay, and first thing we'll set up the SignalR server side stuff. That means we'll set up SignalR in our API, and then we'll move to the UI mobile Maui application. So in API, I'm going to create a new class, or maybe we can create a new folder, but because we are going to have only single class, we it's up to you if you want to create this class or this folder or not. Let me create this folder. Inside this, I'm going to create a new class and I'm going to call it social hub. Okay, this is going to be a SignalR hub. Now to make it a SignalR hub, we need to derive it from hub class. So we have this Microsoft ASP.NET Core SignalR hub. Now it is a SignalR hub. Now here we can have all the on connected async method, on disconnected async method. We can override these. So whenever a new connection is being made to this SignalR hub, this method is going to be called. When the connection disconnects, then we have these methods. And here you can define a lot of methods, whatever you want. You can simply say public async task, and let's say hello client or to server, and this method can be called from the client. And from here also, if we want to call some method from client, here we have a lot of things. We have callers, sorry, clients, we have clients, we have groups, we have users, clients dot caller, who is the current caller who is calling this. We have groups, we have users, we have clients dot others. That means this is going to be called the client who is connecting to this context, except this current one. It is this message is going to be broadcasted for all other connected clients. Here we have this send async and send core async methods. So send async method, we are mostly going to use this. So this is the method, the first parameter method. Name of the method to invoke, this is actually method on client side, method from client. And then we can pass cancellation token or any other thing. So here we are actually assuming these things, not assuming, kind of hard coding all these things in this. So for overcome this thing, we have one more version of this hub. That is, we can provide the type of client. So for this, we mostly use interfaces. So because the type of client, that interface is going to be used from client as well. When we say client, that means signal this Maui application. It's better to have these hub clients inside the shared project. In shared, I'm going to create a new folder. Let's say hubs, same namespace. And inside this, I'm going to create a new interface. Here we can say I social hub client. And here, let's make it public. And then we can define methods here. Whatever methods you are expecting. For example, we will have if post is changed. If you are viewing my post and I am logged in my device and I change that post, you should get notified that this post has been changed. Before this, we are going to have one post change method here. And here we'll say post DTO. We'll pass this post DTO. Okay. Now we can change our hub to then strongly typed with this. So here we'll say what was that name? I social hub client. We can say this thing. Now you see we have client dot others like this. Now what we can do clients dot others dot. You see now we have this post changed method here. Then we can directly provide the data. which will be passed to the client. So now we have this strongly typed thing. We don't need to do the send async or send core async, then in string method name, all these things. So we don't need this. We are going to skip this. And we are not doing anything in connected and disconnected. So this is not a SignalR course. Okay, I'm not going to go deep in SignalR. There are a lot of things you can do with SignalR hubs. You can optimize, you can authorize, you can do a lot of things, all the groups related stuff, and a lot of things. But I'm not going to do all those things. I will keep everything simple in this video. All right. Social hub client, we are good. We have defined this. Now we are going to go to this interface and we are going to add all the methods which we think we need. So first is post changed. We need this. Then we also need one post deleted. Let's say post deleted. And in this, we can just have post ID. No need to provide anything else. Post ID. Then we have if some comment is getting added to the post. We'll say task and comment added to the post. Now here we can have comment detail. All right. After this, we can have if user has changed his or her photo. Okay, that also we will have. So we'll say user photo changed. Okay. Now here we need to have which user, that means user ID and the new photo URL. Okay. For this, let's have a type here. So we'll say public record struct, okay, user photo changed video, something like this. And here we are going to have GUID user ID string, which is going to be a label string. We'll say photo URL. Let's use this here. User photo changed. So user photo changed DTU. Just have this DTU. Then we are going to have one notification generated. This is also we are going to do. When I liked your post, you should get a notification that someone has liked your photo or post or saved someone post. So for that also, we are going to have one more thing. Task notification generated, something like this. Generated. Here, do we have notification DTU? We have it. For user ID, text, when, post ID. So we have all these information. We are going to use this in here, notification DTU. I guess we just need these things. We'll see if we need anything else. We'll add that also. All right. Now we have social hub. We have created this class. We have created this client. Now, first thing, let's map this social hub. That means add SignalR to our API. Right now, this is a simple class. We're not using anything here. So first thing, we need to add SignalR services. So we'll say builder.services.add SignalR. Then we are going to map the SignalR in our application. So we'll say app.map SignalR or not map hub. And here we are going to provide the hub class social hub. Then here we need to provide a pattern. And we can have other options as well, but we'll just use pattern. So this pattern is going to be what should be the URL on which this hub is going to be connected. Okay, so it could be anything, but let's have hubs slash social hub. We are going to use this thing. Save everything. Now our hub is ready, but we are not calling any method. We are not doing anything. Now there could be a case when you want to call some server method from the client. Right now, all these methods, if you see, all these are inside client. That means server is going to call these methods from client. So actually, server will generate these messages and client will receive these messages. If you want to do the other as well, that client is sending some message to the server, for that we can have other methods which should be defined in here. Okay, so you can read about SignalR and For this thing, I think I created a video, that pet adoption app. In that we had both the sides. I mean, if you go to my channel and maybe videos, this pet adoption application, in this we have used SignalR for both the sides, from client to server and from server to client. So you can watch this video as well if you want to. All right, now we have generated hub, we have defined client methods, we have configured it. Now we need to call these methods. So what is the point, what is the place from where we are going to call these? So we know all these operations are being done in our service layer in our API. Okay. So in our service layer, we can inject something and then we can trigger these messages. So let's go to our services. We have first post change, right? So let's go to post service. And in here, what we'll do in its constructor, we are going to inject I hub context. Now, generic part, so T hub and then T, which is for client. So this is the type of the hub. That means our social hub, which we created. Then comma, this T is for actually the client. We'll say I social hub client. Here we'll say hub context. Let's create and assign a field. Let's have this as underscore hub context. We have this underscore hub context, and on this hub context, see hub context dot, we are going to have clients dot, then we are not able to get it. Hub context, hub I hub context. Clients dot hub context. What happened? Am I missing something? Clients all, yeah, sorry. Hub context dot clients dot all, send this information. Clients dot, we can have other things as well. All except, we can accept exclude some connection IDs. Most of the things will work if we are in social hub, then we'll have entire information. But we have groups as well, we have users, we can send to some specific user and all these things. There are a lot of things, but we are mostly going to use all method here. And then we have this post deleted, post change, all those methods. We are going to use these things here. Okay. So first is post change. So when we are saving a post here and we are in this else case, when we have some existing post, right? Then only we should trigger that. What we'll do from here, we need to send that SignalR message, but we don't know if this operation is going to be successful or not. That we'll know here. So let's have a boolean flag here. Okay. Bool send notification with the default value of false, of course. Then in our existing post, this else case, at the very end we'll say send notification equals true. And then after saving the changes, we will check if send notification is true. Let's trigger that. So here we'll say await same hub context dot clients dot all dot post changed. Here we need to provide a post DTU, and we have post DTU here. So let's move this thing after this post DTU to post DTU. and we are good now. Now, this is not a very good way. The thing here is we are sending this notification to all the connected clients, but we should have some grouping kind of thing which simply creates a group for the post. So if I am viewing this post and you are not viewing this post right now, this notification will be triggered for me and for you both. So what we will do, as I already mentioned, I'm not going deep in the signal R related stuff. So if we want to do this, it will take days to handle each and everything. But we'll go with this approach and we'll handle this thing on client side only. If I am viewing this post, I have this post, I'll simply entertain this message. If I don't have it, I'll simply ignore this message on the client side. That is what we are going to do. All right. So post changed is fine. Similar thing after post change, what we have post deleted. In the post service only, post delete post async here, right before returning, we'll simply say await hub context dot clients dot all post deleted, and here we'll provide our post id. Save it. Next we have comment added to the post. This also we have in post service only. Comment. This is the save comment. Here we are here. Let's have same boolean send notification equals false. Then in here, after adding the comment, we'll say send notification dot not dot equals true. We have added comment functionality, but we don't have UI for this one, right? Okay, maybe this is also an assignment for you guys. You can try this out. You can try modifying a comment. Service layer we already have, API layer we already have. You just need to implement it on UI side, the mobile MAUI side. All right. Then after try here, we'll simply have that if send notification is true, we are going to say hub context clients dot all comment added to the post. We'll have comment DTO. Save it and check. Now we have user photo changed and notification generated. So this user photo changed. User photo changed. Right. So this we are going to get in user service where we have change photo async method. Okay. So here we are going to have that thing. So we'll say await hub context, which we don't have right now. Let's inject. So we'll say I hub context type of social hub client I social hub client hub context underscore hub context. We are going to use this, or maybe we can rename it to social hub context. We only have one context, so this is also fine. So change photo here, we'll simply say await hub context dot clients dot all dot photo user photo changed. Here we need user photo changed to you, so we'll say new user photo changed to you. We need to provide user id and new photo url. This we have in user.photo url. What is the problem? User id current user id. Save it and we are good. Now the last one is notification generated. So when this is going to be called, whenever we are liking or saving a post, then this is going to be generated. Like and save, this is being done in post service. So we have toggle like inside this. when we are adding the like, that means in here, we are going to have in here. So saving part is being done here. That means we can have same boolean send notification here is false. In the add part, we'll say send net notification equals true. And then in here, the after save changes sync, we are going to trigger the notification. Okay, so here we'll check if send notification is true. Then we will trigger await underscore hub context dot all hub context dot clients dot all dot notification generated. Here we need to provide notification DTO. Say var notification DTO equals new notification DTO. Now this notification DTO needs 4 user ID. That means now this current user has liked this post. So now whoever user this post belongs to, that means owner of this post, should get notified from. So we need to get the post owner. Here we are going to get it. We'll say post owner ID equals, you can say await underscore context dot post. So we already have this thing here, right? We have post exists context dot post dot any async. So instead of any async, let's do this. First or default async, and we'll simply select p goes to p dot user ID. Okay, and we'll apply where this thing p dot id equals post id. So we are saying context dot post dot where is post id. Then we are selecting user ID of that post. Then first or default async. Now we can rename this post exists to post owner ID. And here we are checking for negation, just boolean. Now we'll check if post owner ID is equals default. Now because this post owner ID is of type GUID, we'll check if this is default. That means we don't have this thing. So we'll have post not found. Now we already have post owner ID. So we are good. We can get rid of this. Now with notification DTO, we have 4 user ID, post owner ID. Then we have text. Now this text we can generate dynamically. We can say this current user has liked your post. Let's generate this message. Here we will say the current user. What is the name of this current user? We just have current user ID. We don't have his name. So what we can do, we can simply go to its caller, this one, and instead of passing the current user ID, we'll pass the current user. Same thing we'll do with bookmark. We'll pass the entire user. And here instead of receiving current user ID, we'll receive complete logged in user object. Current user, then this is going to be current user.id, current user.id. Then in here, we can have current user dot name. Okay, so this user then say has liked your post. Okay, then we have when, we can say datetime dot now, and then last is post id. This post id also we have. The notification DTO is fine. We can directly pass it to this thing, and we are good. Cool. Same thing we'll do with toggle bookmark async. We'll get current user is logged in user. Then we'll modify this current user.id, current user.id. Then in here, we'll change this post exists to post owner ID. The same thing, I'm going to copy this, paste it, post not found. And then let's have that same full send notification equals false, which is default. And then inside this add, when we are adding, then we'll say send notification equals true. Then after save changes async, we are going to copy this thing. So send notification is true, send notification. Post owner ID, current user has this user saved your post, something like this. And then we are simply sending this. Now, if you remember on our UI, we have a separate notification screen. There we should have all the notifications. Okay. Right now we have only two type of notifications. Someone is liking our post or someone is saving our post. That these two notifications only we are having as an poster. I'm posting my post, then someone else has is liking or saving this, then we are having this. You can also extend that if someone, yeah, if someone commented on my post, that is also a notification kind of thing, right? So that also we can have here. Now what I mean is we have save comment async, right? Comment added to the post. This is so for that notification screen, we can have all these things inserted into the database as well. Okay, so we see our data entities, we have notification, but we didn't create any service or anything for this one, right? We don't have that service. We can have these things in our user service only. So fetching the notifications we can have in user service, but adding the notification, all those are going to be in post service. So we can directly inside post service, we can create a method private async task. We'll say save notification async, and we can directly get notification DTO object here, and we can add this notification. We'll simply say context dot notifications add. We need notification entity object, so notification equals new notification. Then we can at for user ID equals, let's rename this to just DTO. So DTO dot for user ID. Then we are going to have post ID equals DTO dot post ID. Text equals DTO dot text. When equals DTO dot when. And ID will be auto generated. Post and user are navigation properties, so we are good. These are the things which we need in this saving the notification. All right. Then we'll say context dot notification dot add this notification. And then simply await context dot save changes async, and we are good. Let's have this in try catch to handle the exceptions. Exception ex, maybe you can log the exception, something like this. Right now we are good. Now we can simply call this method send notification save notification async, right? So from toggle bookmark async, before generating the notification, we'll save in the database. So we'll say await save notification async, just pass this notification to you. Same thing we'll do from toggle like async. Right before sending, we'll save it. Similar kind of thing we'll do from save comment async. Here we have send notification. We'll generate our notification DTO. Notification DTO equals new notification DTO. First for user ID. That means owner of this post on which we are adding this comment. We don't have something to check if this post exists or not. We should have that thing here. Yeah, so we can copy this from maybe toggle like or bookmark. We should have this thing first thing on this save comment. So this post should exist. Then only we will be able to add comment to that post. So dto.post id, this should be API result of comment dto post not found. Now we have this post owner ID. Here we can simply say post owner ID, comma, text. We can get username. We have this current user dot name, added a comment on your post or commented a post on your this user commented on your post, something like this, comma, when get time dot now, post id, this we have, so we'll say dto dot post id. Then we can simply say await save notification async and notification dto, and then we'll trigger the signal or notification using comment added to the post. I think with these changes we are good. Save everything. Great. So server side part of the SignalR is done. Now we can go to the client MAUI side, and from there we'll add the client part of the SignalR, and then we'll fetch the values.